We were talking about quarterbacks that are under the most pressure this year. There was a take that it was Caleb Williams, and we were debating whether or not it was actually Caleb or whether it was someone else. You felt like maybe Brock Purdy was part of that list too. And I asked you, well, what about Sam Darnold? What about Sam Darnold? He's under a ton of pressure, right? And you didn't think so, and that surprised me.
No, I didn't think so because what do we really expect from Sam Darnold? Who really, text in, please, if you expect Sam Darnold to come in and look exactly the way he looked last year with the Minnesota Vikings. He doesn't have a big track record or resume of him just being an elite quarterback. Doesn't mean he can't be it, but I feel like if he were to have an elite season, if he were to go out there and throw for 30 touchdowns, 4,000 yards, limit the interceptions, he might not even get the love that he deserves. They're going to be talking about Kubiak. Oh, that's why Kubiak is here, because Mike McDonald saw that a change needed to be made. Oh, the offensive line just outperformed expectations. That helped Sam Darnold. Oh, the run game was there. The receiving core is better than what we thought it would be. That's where I think the conversation is going to go. I think that because of Sam Darnold and who he's been in the league, at least the way he's been perceived, is not going to allow him to get the credit he deserves. And then if he doesn't play well, he's not going to be held accountable the way that most quarterbacks are held accountable. And then I'm preparing for this segment, and I almost talked myself out of some stuff, man. It's crazy. All right, so I'm looking at him, and I go, let me pick a quarterback just to compare some certain things to and see how they stack up. So I looked at this 300-yard games, right? In his whole career, he has 10 total 300-yard games. Granted, he's only been a starter maybe 3 years out of the 7 years he's been in the league. He had 1 in 22, 2 in 21, 1 in 19, 2 in 18, and 3 in 24. I go over to Brock Purdy, and I always use Brock Purdy because he is the Kirkland signature quarterback of the league.
Yeah, and we love Kirkland brand.
We love Kirkland signature.
Love Kirkland.
I love their alcohol. I love their T-shirts.
All their
I love
snacks.
their golf balls.
I wore their Uggs instead of real Uggs.
Exactly, right? It's reliable. It's not a knock. It's almost a compliment, though. Right?
I think so.
All right, so I look at Brock Purdy, and in 24 and 23, those seasons combined, he has 9 300-yard games. All right, so I'm like, all right, well, what does that mean? All right, he has more opportunity over there. He's had a better weapons over there, better coaches when it comes to Sam Darnold. So then what's another way we look at quarterbacks? Game-winning drives, comebacks. That's why you pay these guys the big bucks, right? Can you win me a ball game when we absolutely need you to? So, Sam Darnold, if you had to guess how many fourth-quarter comebacks, how many do you think he has?
Career? 2.
6.
Woo!
All right, and now how many game-winning drives do you think he has?
Well, now I think he's got 5.
He's got 10.
God!
10 game-winning drives. I'll look at Brock Purdy. 2 fourth-quarter comebacks, 2 game-winning drive. And let's go even further. I'm trying to convince myself. I'm trying to figure out who the heck Sam Darnold is.
You're doing a good job because you're convincing me now, too.
All right, I'm like, who is this guy? So now let's talk about his draft class in 2018. Had a heck of a draft class, right? Baker Mayfield probably had the best season he's ever had. How many fourth-quarter comebacks do you think he has?
Career? 7.
He's got 10, so 4 more.
Okay.
Game-winning drives, he's got 12, 2 more. This one jacked me up. Lamar Jackson.
Oh, no.
Lamar Jackson, 10 fourth-quarter comebacks, 12 game-winning drives. Only 2 more game-winning drives than Sam Darnold. Only 2 more.
Wow.
So what is this? It confuses me because now I'm looking at Sam Darnold, I'm thinking, all right, he really does have the potential to be a good quarterback if he's surrounded by the right pieces, right? If he's surrounded with an offensive line that's good, with receivers who can get it done, and a coordinator who can call plays and make him comfortable. But how do we view him? I think we'll never get away from, I'm seeing ghosts. You'll never get away from your time with the Jets. You'll never get away from that year with the Panthers or with the 49ers. So it leaves you in this area to where he's not going to get the credit he deserves. He's not going to be held accountable the way that other quarterbacks do because of his journey up to this point, which might be a good place for him to operate mentally.
I hear what you're saying. I raise you that while there is no pressure on Sam Darnold to perform like a top-tier quarterback, I think that he's facing pressure of losing an opportunity to have the job handed to him. So, for instance, I think there's almost nothing that Jalen Milroe or Drew Lock can do that will give them the job over Sam Darnold. This is Sam Darnold's job to lose, period. And I think that if you have a year where you drastically underperform, not only are you basically on a 1-year contract with the Seahawks, but on your next stop, wherever that should be, you lose that.
Yeah.
You don't get that back again. You know what I mean? I mean, we talked about Russell Wilson and how after going from Denver to the Steelers, thinking that hey, it's his job to lose privilege is up in the air.
Yep.
And it absolutely is. Now that he's in New York, people are going, well, Jackson Dart's looking pretty good. What's going to happen there? No longer is it your job to lose if you lose it. Actively lose it.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to have a lot of deposits made in order to get that chance over and over and over again. And Sam Darnold simply doesn't. So I think that his future as a starter with any other team is up in the air this year. That's the kind of pressure he's facing. He is not facing the pressure that Lamar and Josh and Patrick Mahomes, and I'll throw Joe Burrow in, they have pressure to be perfect. They have pressure to play like an MVP and pressure to carry their teams. They're getting paid to do it, but they've also shown that they can. So that's the pressure they're facing. An average season from them isn't going to be good enough for their fans. They're going to have people saying they've lost a step and critiquing them and pulling them apart. Sam, if he throws 15 touchdowns and, 14 interceptions, do you have a job next year?
People are just going to say, I told you so.
Yeah, sure, they will. But
he will
for
have
him,
a job, just not as a starter.
That's what I'm saying. That's a lot. That's a lot of pressure.
He's playing with house money, though. He's playing with house money because of just how his career started. Like, yeah, this is a big opportunity, and you could lose it. And it was a gamble for the Seahawks to go out and get him, even though I think that was the right move because he was the best available quarterback if you base it off his performance from the year before. But he's playing with house money. He's made $37 million. He was a top 5 draft pick.
People
back
have
in
already given up on him.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
It's the same trajectory as a Geno Smith.
Yes.
Right. If you do put together 2 or 3 years, you could make north of $50 million here pretty soon. But because of the way your career started, no one's expecting you to do that. And if you don't do it, no one is surprised that you don't do it. So where does that put him mentally? I know as an athlete, he wants to be the best that he can be and go out there and perform. Yeah, for sure. But he's playing with a different kind of pressure and then obviously with less pressure. Joe and Bellevue said, I like quarterbacks that are good for 4 quarters and the comeback is not needed to win. Live in reality. This is the NFL. This isn't high school football where your team is so good you're going to blow out 7 teams a game and you're going to coast into the playoffs. Josh Allen, the league MVP, has 13 fourth quarter comebacks and 21 game-winning drives. He's the MVP of the league. I looked at Matthew Stafford. Matthew got like 40. Like, this is the NFL. This isn't your Pop Warner League where you're going to blow teams out.